What's up? I'm Senpai Wind, but you may call me Joker.
And I am Ugly Thor.
And earlier this month, we saw Joker.
On opening day, to be exact. And now we have some thoughts.
Okay, to start off, Joker was phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Especially Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, he absolutely crushed it. Probably the best live-action Joker to date.
And just showing his progression from the beginning as Arthur, the failed comedian, to the end, where
Joker
you see
started
him.
the riot, and the clown followed him.
Exactly.
The way he progresses in that, phenomenal.
And the laugh he nailed.
Oh, there's a bunch of laughs in the movie, too, if you might have picked up on. There's the one, his actual laugh, where he's got, the laughing disease. You hear it on the bus with the kid.
The condition.
Yeah,
right?
the hysterical laughing on the train. Then there's the fake laugh where he's trying to laugh to fit in, at work when people are laughing, so he just kind of did it as he was leaving.
And
Then as soon as he left the door, he stopped because he's trying to fit in. Then there was the one at the comedy club where he's laughing at the wrong points in time to show that he doesn't really understand what comedy is. Then there was a laugh at the very end of the movie where he's with the psychiatrist, and then he's like, you don't understand the joke, where that feels like the more natural, actual laugh.
Yeah. Alright, let's talk about some of the story bits, starting with Arthur's job.
Arthur works as a clown, he does special events. We start him off where he's got the everything must go sale sign,
Yeah.
dancing on the street. And then some kids come, they steal a sign, chase them down, yells help. Nobody helps him.
They beat him up.
They beat him up, they break the sign over his face, they beat him up. He goes back to work, his boss almost fires him for they thinks he stole the sign. Arthur tried to say, no, I was beaten up and robbed. And the boss is like, why would anybody rob you for a sign? Which, fair enough, why would people rob for a sign? But then...
Which can I just to say one thing? He said before he didn't believe Arthur's story that he liked him.
Yeah.
So...
I can't blame him. I wouldn't believe somebody... Why would somebody steal a sign, right? We set up, so we know it's the truth, but...
Yeah.
Especially from the boss's shoes, I can see why he'd be like, oh, somebody steal a sign from you.
Yeah, that's right. You kind of had to be there to believe it.
Exactly.
Which
Then,
he wasn't.
One of his co-workers, drawing a blank on his name, gives him a gun to keep himself protected. And that's when Arthur makes his first mistake, or his first descent into Joker. He brings the gun to his next job, which is at a children's hospital. He's doing the dancing, got his feet stomping, and then...
Falls out of his pocket.
Falls out of his pocket onto the floor.
He tries to pass it off as a prop.
Then he's promptly fired, which, fair enough.
And didn't the coworker who gave that gun to him lied saying it wasn't his?
Yeah, but basically don't say it was mine, then he's like, I did, and then he leaves. And then he, before he leaves, he breaks apart the phone, or the clock-in thing.
Yeah.
Breaks it apart, and then he smacks the roof, he sees a little blood print on it, because, bloodied his hand up from that. He goes home, we meet Pennyfleck, his mother.
Yeah.
We see him taking care of her. He's not eating, because he's giving all the food to her, because they're clearly poor.
And she even says, you...
Look like you need to eat something.
Anything.
He's like, oh, I'll be fine. He feeds her.
Or takes care of her.
Dances with her. At the time, you see dancing is kind of a thing about the movie. See, he dances with her. He first gets the gun in the room. He's he's dancing before he accidentally shoots it in the wall.
Yeah.
And then when he comes to Joker, he's dancing again. So dancing plays an important part in that. We meet the neighbor, Sophie.
Sophie, played by Zazie Beetz.
She pretends, put the gun to her head, thing on her fingers, and the shoot. Arthur jokes with it.
And throughout the time,
You see that they're dating. They're happy. She went to his first ever comedy club at Pogo's.
They go on that date.
When his mom has the stroke or the seizure, I don't remember which one it was.
She's there. She's there with him.
She's there with him. There. Then we find out.
And this happens after he learns his mom's delusional, right?
Yes, because when he finds out,
he goes back to the apartment, goes to her apartment room, and it's right there that she barely recognizes him.
Yep, and goes, "You're Arthur, right? Please leave." And that's when it was all in his head.
It was all in his head.
Then another relationship Arthur has, he goes to Wayne Manor, sees Bruce.
Like
Tries to make Bruce smile with his finger in his mouth.
this little 8-year-old Bruce.
Little 8-year-old Bruce, and then
Future arch enemies
enemies.
before they knew it.
Yeah. And then Alfred showed up, gave him.
Which confirmed that was Alfred.
Yeah. Alfred tried to say, "Oh, Thomas is my father," and then Alfred's like, "Your mother's insane. She's not." Then he thinks Alfred's lying. He has a father figure, and Thomas Wayne finds out that is false. And then there's some of Arthur's relationships.
And then one of the things him and his mom like to do was watch a Gotham talk show host named Murray.
We also see the first time we see that Arthur pretends himself into the Murray show, where he starts like a very kid, he's swaying, got a childish laugh a bit. Hi Murray. Murray said, "I also had a son like you." That's one of the big things they do. So Murray was going to play an important part later in the film. They go back to his descent into the Joker. When he's first fired, taking the bus home, and there's these 3 drunk guys who work for Wayne Enterprises who are harassing this woman on the train. Arthur starts uncontrollably laughing.
He can't stop.
Neurological laugh. Stops. They start singing "Send the Clowns" to him and start beating him up. The woman leaves, and Arthur kills them. One thing I didn't notice, they almost had a pattern here. The first guy, Arthur shot once.
Yeah.
The second guy, Arthur shot twice.
I did not notice
The
that.
third guy, Arthur shot him in the leg. So, he's walking, stumbling.
Trying to limp
Then
up the
Arthur
stairs.
shoots him again before he gets upstairs. So there's 2. Then Arthur walks up behind him and then shoots him 3 more times. Almost, if he shot him one more time, we would have had a 1, 2, 3. Let's shot him 3 more times, so, we got 3 final shots in, then 2 final shots, 1 final shot. So kind of like a pattern there. And that's what fully starts his descent. Because after he shoots them, he takes off.
Oh, but
He finds a bathroom and he locks himself in. He's smiling, he's dancing, puts away his foot.
no remorse at all,
No
right?
remorse at all for it. He's smiling, he's dancing in the bathroom. That might be the first step of him becoming the Joker.
Yeah.
Then the second step,
Was
probably find out when he sees Thomas. He's like, "I'm your son. Look at us. We look the same." Thomas is like, "No, your mom was delusional." He's like, "No, you're lying." Like, "No, your mom pretended. She adopted you. Tried to claim it was mine, but it wasn't." And then Thomas punches him in the face.
yeah.
So Arthur goes to Gotham,
The Gotham Mental
the hospital, and then he finds out. He gets the report, gets the file, he steals the file, finds out that Thomas potentially is telling the truth, because there's another hidden detail, I don't know if you saw. Flips through it, finds out that his mom did adopt him, then, he's beat by his stepfather, or not maybe stepfather, but one of his mother's boyfriends, he was beat by and patted over, and the mom let it happen.
Yeah.
That'd be part of it. Then Arthur goes to the hospital, sees himself on Murray.
And
Yeah, she has a real smile.
only to find out.
Well, not yet.
Well,
It's
not
a
yet,
real
but-
smile because Murray's talking about him. Doesn't include that Murray's kind of making fun of him when he's like, when he's like, "Nobody's laughing now," and Murray's like, "You're telling me," and the crowd's laughing. He doesn't realize that he's being made fun of. But then something snaps and Arthur kills his mother right there.
It's like with the line that "My life's not a tragedy."
Yeah.
It's a comedy.
Yeah, kills his mother, goes back to their room, his house, apartment. Then he picks up a note, an old picture of his mom, and he flips over on the back that says, "I love you, I love your smile, T.W." Did you notice that?
Thomas Wayne.
Thomas Wayne. But we do know there's one of 2 things, I think. One, Thomas Wayne and her were actually doing something, and because Thomas Wayne is Thomas Wayne, he has the funds to just bury it way below and say,
make it go away.
"Oh, she adopted him," right? That's not my adoption. Or his mother was so delusional that she herself wrote that on the back of the picture.
It's one of the things I really like about this movie. Like, Joker doesn't really have a full
Editing, so it makes you
definitive
question everything. Because there's little subtle hints here and there that maybe he is part of the Waynes.
Even though this is a Joker origin, there's no definitive
There's no
origin
definitive
of where
origin
he
of where
came
he
from.
came from. We just know he's adopted for sure. But
It's what I think. It's what I think is really cool about this movie.
yeah, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Then after he kills his mom, because he's still kind of snapping, he goes and sits in the fridge for a little bit.
Like, just for like
Arthur
what,
does Arthur.
a good minute, a good minute or 2.
Yeah, then, the next thing we see him, he's in his bed with a house coat on, smoking. The phone rings. He walks out, picks it up. It's the Murray Show, inviting him on. And then, sorry, got a dry throat, getting teary-eyed.
It's all good.
Then he goes on to Murray's. We see him in the room. He's painting his face white. Starts licking the makeup. Then his 2 former coworkers show up, talking to him, saying sorry about Arthur getting fired. Then the scene gets pretty graphic, but to dump down, Arthur kills one of his coworkers when they gave him the gun.
When they gave him the gun and lets the other
Pretty
one go.
brutally, but he doesn't go. I like the little thing that he did. Or Arthur's sitting there, and the little guy can't let me go, and he can't reach the lock. So Arthur fakes him out. Arthur goes like that, and the guy freaks out. And Arthur goes, "Don't worry, I liked you. You're the only one nice to me." Kisses him on the forehead. Then lets him go. That's a straight Joker move. Fake him out, kiss him in the head, let him go.
You can go.
It reminds me of the Batman Returns cartoon movie.
Yeah.
Remember where Joker had the little guy helping them too?
Yeah.
When they fought, wasn't it Terry?
McGinnis?
Yeah.
Right.
Remember when he had the little Joker too, who ended up shooting Joker in that movie?
Yeah.
The bank gun? They were setting up him to be that way with the Joker as well, like his partner if a future thing happens. The stairs close to the living part when you see him early in the movie, he's walking up them. They're dark, they're dreary, they're gloomy.
And here,
And here, when he's the Joker, full makeup on and like dancing on them, it's lit up bright and he's walking down them, so he's descending into the
he
madness.
feels free.
Free. And we see the 2 cops show up and they're chasing him. He evades them for a bit, gets onto the train, puts on a mask that he picks up, and then the cops are killed on the train. Arthur slips out, puts the mask back on the trash can, goes in the Murray Show. Murray's there in makeup. Murray's assistant, or whoever he is, doesn't want to put him on the show for a full segment. But Murray's like, no, we're going to put him on there. Then he says a kind of line from the trailer. "Oh, and Murray, when you introduced me,
Can you introduce me as Joker?
As Joker." And then he goes on the Murray Show. We're talking with Murray about everything. Then Murray's like, fuck.
The cops didn't die. Remember when Murray said the cops are in the comas and you're laughing?
I don't.
No, yeah. We'll start from the train.
Start from train.
Alright.
Train.
We see Arthur on the train, where he's chased by the 2 cops. The 2 cops are attacked by the rioters. We find out later in the Murray Show that they're in comas. Then Arthur just slips out. It's the Murray Show. And he's there in the waiting room. He's still preparing himself. Then Murray and his assistant comes and talks to him. He just doesn't want to put him on the show. Then Arthur goes, "Will you introduce me?"
Can you introduce me as Joker?
Yeah, so he does. He comes out. He does the thing. He walks out.
Mm-hmm.
Grabs the doctor. Just kisses her. Talks with Murray. It's fun to be here. Realizes Murray's brought him there to make fun of him. Then he kind of goes, talk about how we are society that abandoned him, and pulls out his gun and just shoots Murray. Then everyone starts running around. He just stays in the camera. He just stays in the room, smiles at it, turns off the camera. Then next thing we see him, he is in a cop car being arrested. And then he's laughing in the cop car. The cop is like, "Do you think this is funny?" And then he's like, "I'm just watching what I created." He got the smile on, watching out the window. You see an ambulance come in and smack the cop car. Then we come out and realize those some of his clowns, his riders, or his followers.
Yeah.
Got him out of there. They pulled him. They laid him on top of the hood of the car.
He gets up.
But before that, we see somebody else. The Wayans walk out of that theater. He gets out. Somebody follows them. Shoots them though dead. They got the pearls going again.
Yep.
Of course, you can't have that not happen in the movie. So the Wayans are dead. Then it shows a shot of Bruce by himself, by his dead parents. Then we come through. Arthur wakes up. Stands up, they're all cheering him. He's smiling. Takes his blood from his mouth and whips it on the full smile. And there, the Joker turns around and smiles. Then we go to the next scene.
Where he's in the mental hospital.
In the hospital, he's talking to the psychiatrist.
Yeah.
He's laughing. She's like, "What's so funny?" And he says, "Oh, you would understand the joke." And that's how the movie ends.
So, you said there was what you thought that scene meant.
Yes, there's people online who think that the scene takes place after, or that the whole movie is made up in his head. And when Arthur says, "When I said the joke," he leaves to the red underneath his feet, that he killed her. But what I thought it meant was, I thought it was like a prequel scene almost, If you watch the movie when he's doing that scene, Joaquin, he looks regular. He's got his like, not honestly thick.
It's like
But
if
he's
you look,
thicker.
if you look closely,
Yeah,
you
he's
can see
thicker. And
his-
then when he's Arthur, he's really really thin. So I think it's a prequel scene when he was first in there. When he mentioned early in the movie that the only thing he felt happy was being in the asylum.
and there you can see that he's
Yeah,
happy.
but when he walks out, I think all the red under his feet,
It was just
are a
to
signal of what he does in the movie where he kills all the people.
show to foreshadow what's to come, what was to come.
Yeah. So we're
I
gonna
believe
talk
that.
about some.
And then you also wanted to see what you thought about.
Well, what did you think turned him into the Joker? What do you think was the final shot that made him turn into the Joker?
See, I thought it was when he found out his mom was delusional and learning that his entire relationship with Sophie was in his head.
You thought that was the moment that made him become the full Joker after
Or-
he killed his mom and all that stuff?
At least pay, either that or killing those 3 guys started the.
What do you think was the moment where he fully became the Joker? Was it when he killed his mom after finding out she was delusional? That's what you think snapped me that he was the Joker from that point on in the movie?
I think it was that.
Yeah, I don't quite think it was that. I think it was later in the film. Because remember, after that scene, when he gets a call from Murray, after he practices doing talking and a knock-knock joke, what's the next thing he does?
He
Practices. Well, yes, but he rehearses. What was after rehearsing? What does he do with the rehearsing? He rehearses killing himself. So I think his mother being delusional and Sophie, which are not real, and killing his mother, he just wanted to just end the suffering.
Yeah.
Remember, because he thought his life was a tragedy, he's comedy, he thought it was sad for him. So he went to Edinburgh, so he's going to go on Murray, kill himself. His favorite show, he's going to go on there and he's going to kill himself. That's what I think was the original plan.
Then he gets on there.
But then when he gets on there, he realizes Murray's there to make fun of him, and his last parent figure that's in his mind was nothing
was it.
to make fun
That
of.
was
Him.
it.
His mom, delusional, let him get beat, so he killed her. Thought it was his father, punched him in the face, found out it's not true. Murray, earlier in the show, remember, he acted like a little kid when you have visioning him on the show. Murray's there, Murray's making fun of him. So that's what Arthur snaps, kills him, and that's the moment he truly becomes the Joker. When he realizes Murray is there making fun of him. Like Murray's like, we're society and you abandoned me, and then bam. I think that's the moment Arthur fully became. So he stopped being Arthur, and he fully became the Joker.
Mm. No, I believe that actually.
That's my opinion on that.
No, I actually agree with that. Okay. There's one thing to take away from this movie. Be nice to people.
Just, beat up. If you're somebody struggling,
Me.
I'm gonna help I can. Like, you see some guy getting robbed by, even if someone's supposed to sign,
And
just
if
give
you,
him help. Maybe give him help.
if you
Maybe
have someone
somebody,
if you have someone who's mentally ill, make sure
make sure they get the help they truly
you
need.
need. Because if just one person was able to help Arthur,
Maybe he wouldn't have become the Joker.
No.
And the basic message I take away is just be nice.
be nice. There is no post-credit scene,
Nope, no post-credit scene.
but you were telling me earlier a clever idea would be to tie this into Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Make this the new DC EU if they really wanted to. Making writers better than us can explain the age difference.
Have some way of making it so that they don't have to show Joaquin aging.
Yeah, writers better than us can figure that out.
No, it's a clever idea.
Theorists, get on it.
Well, that's it for Joker. Until next time, I'm Senpai Wind, and this is Ugly Thor. And remember to send in the clowns.